Good morning, grade 7. It's nice to meet you again, even though this is a video recorded. I really missed you. Hope to see you soon. Of course, did you give your, what you call this, activity to your teacher? I let your teacher give you a piece of paper for you to learn, for you to write what you have learned last meeting. Again, you have to give that piece of paper to your teacher, okay? Of course, you have to make sure you gave it before the class dismissed later. So again, we will discuss about Venn diagram for today. And today is our last meeting for this week. Still, I cannot meet you. So I want you to listen and focus in our class today. So we are going to discuss about Venn diagram. Well, Venn diagram was introduced by John Venn. Venn diagram is a mathematical tool used to show comparison and similarities of sets. Venn diagram is not actually only for sets. We could also use Venn diagram in other areas. It could be PE, English, and other subjects. And it is not only in math, not solely for sets, but it could also apply in other discussions. But we're just gonna focus in our topic, which is sets. So we have here operations of sets. So we will use Venn diagram to compare these following operations of sets. So if you will see here, we have this shaded region. This is actually the intersection of sets. We did already discuss how to identify the intersection of sets, the union of sets, and the complements of sets. So here is the way to illustrate that using Venn diagram. This is the shaded region. That means this is the intersection of sets. We will answer problems later on, or word problems and situation later on, and we will apply the operations of sets. We also have here your union of sets. If you could see, all of this area are shaded, right? All of this area is shaded. So take note of this diagram. That means it is union of sets. Take note the definition of union of set. Elements are members of both set A and set B. And for intersection of sets, elements are members of both sets. And we have here difference of sets. So we have here A minus B. That means elements in A that are not in B. That is why this part is not shaded, even though this is also part of A. But take note, it's not included because we're just looking for set in A, for elements in A. And we have complement of sets. So elements in the given universal set that are not in set A. So if you will see here, this is your set A, and all of the areas are shaded. This plane is your universal set. You always have this plane because this is your universal set. That is kind of limitation in our topic, which is about sets. So we have now example, but take note. Venn diagrams are the principal way of showing sets. Again, Venn diagrams are the principal way of showing sets diagrammatically. The method consists primarily of entering the elements of a set into a circle of circles. So we have here problem number 1. This is a situation. A group of 25 high school students was asked whether they used either Facebook or Twitter or both. 15 of these students used Facebook, 12 used Twitter, and 2 used both. So we have here questions related to our given problem. And we also have our Venn diagram. How many use Facebook only? How many? We have, of course, 13. So if you will see, this is your Facebook. This is the number inside your circle, which is 13. That means the number of students who uses Facebook. And how many use Twitter or only? So we have here 10. Take note, these are the students that uses Twitter only. And how many use both social networking sites? That means both Facebook and Twitter. This is your union of sets. This center is the union of your set, which is 2. So that means intersection of Facebook and Twitter is 2. Next, how many of them don't use any of the social media or social networking sites? So how are we going to solve for this? Why is it 0? Take note, your universal set is 25. There are 25 students. Therefore, 13 uses Facebook, 10 uses Twitter, and 2 uses both sites. Therefore, if we add these numbers, 13 plus 2 plus 10, what is your answer? It's 25, right? 25 minus 25 is 0. Again, how are we going to show that? There are 25 students. So we need to subtract the number of students who uses the social networking sites. We have 13, we have 2, and we have 10. Therefore, we have how many? That would be 25 minus 25. That would be equal to 0. Okay, that's how we find the number of students who don't use any of the social media sites. And we have now number 2, problem number 2. So I want you to answer this. And I want you to pass your activity, problem number 2, to your teacher. Again, get 1/4 sheet of pad paper, write your name and section, and submit it to your teacher. Clear? Answer this problem number 2. Kindly write problem number 2, and then don't forget to write the letters. So answer only. Again, in your 1/4 sheet of pad paper, write your name and write problem number 2 and answer this question. Submit your paper to your teacher later. So I will give you later 2 minutes to answer. No. I will just give you 5 minutes, okay? Time check, it is 2:34. I'm sorry, not 2:34. I will just give you 5 minutes, okay? Later after the discussion. So let's just first continue, okay? So absolute value, we're just going to continue about the absolute value. Absolute value means to remove any negative sign in front of a number. If the number is negative, then make it positive. If the number is positive or 0, leave it as it is. Distance is one example that denotes absolute value. Absolute value means only how far a number is from 0. Again, for absolute value, we do not have negative. It is all positive. It's just asking about how far a number is from 0. So we have here the distance from -6 to 0 is 6. That's why that is our absolute value. How about 0 to +6? Still 6. Because again, that is how far a number is from 0. So for example, we have this absolute value symbol. Absolute value of 6 is still 6. Absolute value of -25 is still 25. Okay, again, oh, by the way, if you will see here, there is a minus sign. Of course, this is exempted, okay? Because this is an operation. We are just talking about absolute value. So this is an absolute value. That's why we have here 2. But we just have to copy this one. That's why we have minus here. And absolute value of 2, that would be 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. How about this one? If we have absolute value of -3, of course, that is 3. So we have 2 plus 3. Again, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Okay, that would be all for our discussion today. Take note again, get 1/4 sheet of pad paper, write your name and section, grade and section, write problem number 2, and don't forget to write the letters. Answer only. And of course, after this, you are free to answer your remaining activities. Don't forget, you have a major task to do. You also have mini tasks to do. Actually, your mini task is just like this one. If you could, you can answer your mini task also if you finish answering this activity. Okay? Again, if you finish answering this, you can also try to answer your mini task. Clear? I am not telling you to pass your mini task today. I'm just telling you if you finish answering this problem number 2, you can pass your, or you could, you could answer your mini test. So I think that would be all for today. Your teacher will just give you this. You have this also in your module, okay? Again, you just have to open your module, go to page 2, and subscribe page 9. Just have to go to page 9 for you to answer your problem number 2. Take note, you have to answer your problem number 2, and you still have a quiz to answer after that. You're just given 5 minutes to answer the problem number 2. Okay? You also have a quiz to answer after. So that will be all for today, students. Good luck for your quiz, okay? And see you next meeting. That will be next week. That means I will be in the school already. And of course, we will have another module to discuss. So make sure to submit your worksheet in the school. And don't forget to answer your activities. Okay? You have your activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3, and the valuing part. Just answer this one. Don't forget that your valuing part is just to identify, or like, for example, how you show respect and courtesy in school and in your house, okay, or at home, and which of these shares the same characteristics. So I think that would be all for today. Don't forget again, for your activity. Problem number 2. Answer that. Problem number 2. I will give you 5 minutes to answer this. Write problem number 2 and write the letters. So have a great day. See you on Monday. Bye, students. Thank you.